Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I move the motion relating to the Global Polio Eradication Initiative in the terms in which it appears on the notice paper. Madam Deputy Speaker, battling a pandemic is not an easy task. We're learning this more every day as we deal with yet another variant of concern in the form of Omicron in COVID. But this is not the first time that a coordinated global health effort has successfully responded to a highly infectious disease from the community. For a masterclass in an extraordinary global response to a significant health threat, we need only look to the story of polio. In the early 20th century, polio cases surged in the United States, leading to widespread outbreaks which quickly spread around the world. Australia was no exception. More than 1,000 people died of polio in Australia during the first half of the 1950s alone. It's haunted the childhood of many and left as many as 40,000 Australians with lifelong paralysis. In 1952, a successful vaccine was finally found, but a global response was needed to bring polio under control. To that effect, in 1988, the World Health Organization founded the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. The newly founded organisation took on the ambitious aim to eradicate polio worldwide. Excellent vaccine uptake did well to control the spread of polio in developed countries, and in 1994, polio was declared eradicated from the Americas. Australia achieved the same milestone at the turn of the century in 2000. However, a greater challenge remained. The world's most vulnerable people were still exposed to the ravages of polio. Australia has been there from the beginning, stepping up to provide financial and technical support to the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, as it set out on the largest community-driven vaccination program in history. The initiative developed a strategy and implemented vaccination drives across the world. A broad coalition of community members took up the task of immunising the world's children against polio. As a Paul Harris International Fellow of Rotary, I'm particularly proud of the hundreds of thousands of Rotarians worldwide who have raised money and contributed more than $1 billion to the effort so far. And as co-chair of the Parliamentary Friends of UNICEF, I know firsthand the extraordinary contribution UNICEF has made to polio eradication. The Global Polio Eradication Initiative leads the world's efforts to end polio, bringing together not just Rotary International and UNICEF, but the World Health Organization, Global Citizen, and here in Australia, Results Australia, and of course many others, including in the private sector, with a common objective to eradicate polio. When the Global Polio Eradication Initiative commenced, more than 350,000 cases of polio paralysed and killed children in 125 countries annually. Fast forward to today, and in 2021, polio is 99% eradicated, and while polio remains in only 2 countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan, with the entire African continent certified as polio-free just last year on August the 25th. It's an amazing achievement. Some considered the challenge of polio eradication, particularly in India, insurmountable. Nonetheless, with the extraordinary dedication of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative and its partners, vaccination drives continued. In fact, Madam Deputy Speaker, in a single day in 1998, more than 134 million children in India were immunised against polio. Now, the payoff wasn't instant. In fact, it wasn't until 2014 that India and the rest of Southeast Asia was finally declared polio-free. But now, in 2021, Madam Deputy Speaker, we have almost completely eradicated polio. What's more, we're seeing only a handful of cases in those 2 countries in where it remains, Afghanistan and Pakistan. We're remarkably close to finally ending polio forever. Australia has much to be proud of, Madam Deputy Speaker, in the fight for polio eradication. We stood side by side with global health organisations. Come next year, the Global Polio Eradication Initiative will set out the final stages in this great journey to achieve complete eradication of polio by 2026. It means a major opportunity for Australia to reaffirm its commitment to polio eradication. As much of an achievement as polio eradication will be, it's also a rare chance to affirm the power of vaccines have to change the world. As a parliamentarian, we can all support this. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.